Hello everyone, welcome to Tech Thursday presents Cut the Cord. So we're on a different day now, so Thursday, because Thursday is awesome. And Cut the Cord, this is a popular program around our nation. The prices of cable services are rising and there are more and more options every day for accessing and viewing video content. So let's get started. I'm going to teach you guys some things about cutting the cord. So what does it mean to cut the cord? Basically, it's that a TV viewer can cancel their cable or satellite service and receive TV programs via a different option. So there's some benefits and drawbacks from cutting the cord. The benefits are lower costs, and you don't have to deal with those contracts with the cable or satellite companies. And you don't have to deal with the rental costs of the different equipment boxes, which are sometimes a mystery fee that you get on your bills. And you only have to pay for the channels or services you want. Also, you can receive free local channels via an antenna if that's something you want to purchase. Also, you can view streaming services on your smartphones and tablets. So not only on your TV, but you can also access them on your tablets. And you may already have internet-based platforms to view original content. And there are drawbacks to cutting the cord. Not all streaming services are free. Some of them can be quite expensive, depending on what kind of content you want. You may need to retain cable or satellite access for some streaming services. And there's no streaming service or smart TV that offers all services. Also, depending on what internet service you have, there are data caps that may limit the amount that you can stream without added costs. And some internet services, many, require contracts. So let's get started. Today we are going to choose a fast and reliable internet service to do your streaming. Learn about purchasing a media player. Also, you'll be able to select the streaming services for you. And you can learn how to get an optional HDTV antenna. So first things first, you're going to need an internet connection. How fast do you need? So Mbps is the abbreviation for megabytes per second. And that's just how internet companies will measure speed. So the speed you'll need will depend on your web activities, the number of people in your household, and the number of devices that you are using. So if you have just a single stream without any additional internet usage, 10 to 25 megabytes per second will work just fine. But let's say you're doing online gaming, you have multiple streams, there are many people in your household that are streaming at the same time, you're going to need at least 40 plus megabytes per second. And there's a website that you can check your internet speed. So if you're not sure what your internet speed is, you can go to http://www.speedtest.net, and you can test your internet like that. So where do you get your internet? Once you know I have internet, where do I get it from? Broadband Now, you can check for coverage for your area. So it'll give you specific details for choosing your internet service. And the site was created specifically to help people find the best service for them and help close the digital divide. So it's very non-biased and it gives you like straight out what's going on. So some of the information they give you is they'll give you the coverage areas because not every internet service covers every area. They'll give you the contact information for the different services and they'll give you the local stats. Also under the plans and pricing, you'll learn what kind of connection it has, whether it's a cable connection, DSL, or satellite. Also, you will learn the contract terms, so if it's a 1-year contract, a 2-year contract, and it will give you the pricing. Typically, they'll start out with a promotional price that will go up after a year. So this is the website, what it will look like, and you just put your zip code in there, and it will give you all kinds of information. So this is a comparison table of the websites or the internet providers that we have in our area. Spectrum has the highest megabytes per second, up to 940. And then down on from there, as you can see the cost range, and you're going to pay more for a faster internet. Also, some of the internets that cover 100% don't have such a high megabytes per second. And then DSL versus satellite, they're different. They work different ways. DSL works through phone lines, and satellite works from satellite up in the sky. So one can be faster while the other one's more reliable. So this website really breaks that down and answers different questions that you might have. So again, you want to watch out for different promotional prices that these are. They'll start out at this price, but then after a year or some 3 months, it will go up. Also, some of the prices will include equipment fees, installation fees, and then there will also be early termination fees. So if you're renting and you're not sure how long you're going to be where you're living, you always want to keep that in mind when choosing an internet provider. Also, it says there's 2 more options. I didn't put those on here because the coverage is less than 6%, so don't know how much that would be, but it is on the website if you want to check those out. So the next thing, once you have your internet, you want to start streaming. What is streaming and how do you start? So we have television, movies, and original programming delivered through an internet connection. And the main ways to access streaming content is through a device like your tablet or your phone, a smart TV, or your computer. And you pay a monthly rate for streaming services without signing up for long-term contracts. So that can be really, you can take a big advantage of that. So there are lots of different devices to choose from, and it's going to be a really good idea to do some research before you purchase. Some devices you can't get all content on, so if there's something that you really want, you want to make sure that that device you're able to get that content on. So stick devices tend to be cheaper option with comparable functions, and tabletop devices add additional ports and some improved features. But this website, the CNET, has all different kinds of reviews on streaming devices. So we'll go over those, some of their best streaming devices of 2020. Their best overall is the Roku Streaming Stick Plus. And that ranges from $50 to $55 depending on where you get it from. So they're saying that this streaming device has the most streaming apps, and it has a very simple interface, which is good because when the interface is confusing and hard to navigate and you can't really find what you're looking for, it can be very frustrating. I'm sure many people can understand that. Also, one of the good things about this one is it doesn't push any one media provider. So sometimes when you have like Apple or Amazon, they'll kind of push their content towards you, and this one doesn't do that. And then also it's one of the most cheapest streaming TV options with 4K HDR. So if you're looking for that 4K content, this is one of the cheapest ones with it. There's also the Apple TV 4K, and this is one of the most expensive ones. It's their best high-end streamer. So this one is if you are wanting all the goods and you're willing to pay for it, you can go for the Apple TV 4K. It's compatible with Dolby Vision HDR, flexible up conversion, superior voice control features, and a better remote control and a smoother, slicker user interface. And then the Nvidia Shield TV is the best for gamers. That one also has the 4K and HDR. So this has a robust library of games built into it, both console level and Android. Steam Link, a built-in Google Assistant complete with smart home control, NAS access, Plex server compatibility, HDR home run integration. So this is the best for gamers if you are wanting streaming with games built in. And then there's the Amazon Fire Stick 4K. And it has the Alexa built right into the remote, so that's really good if you're an Amazon user. And it has a massive selection of content, and it is easy to use. For more, the Roku Express is the best budget streamer. So if you're looking for something that is on the lower end cost end, this is going to be your choice here. There's plenty of free content, and it includes a remote. It comes with the HDMI port and cable that you'll need, and it has a micro USB port, and it even has a little sticker to keep it in place. And it's cheap, somewhat cheap. And then there's the Google Chromecast. So if you are an avid Android or Google user, this is for you. There's no remote with this, so it actually works in combination with a phone or the Google Assistant. So you can use your Google Assistant for voice control. Otherwise, you would need to use your phone to control it. And then there's the Roku Smart Soundbar. This is an excellent sound. It's one of the first soundbars that came out that had the whole access, and then it also has Roku's simple interface with it. And the last one we have here is Roku's Ultra, and it has the best convenience features. So it offers both a remote finder and 2 extra customizable shortcut buttons for your favorite services. So if you have a hard time remembering where things are, this one's for you. So those are some of the top streaming devices that CNET offers. Well, that they don't offer, but they recommend. If you go to their website, they also have all kinds of other streaming devices that are available out there. And you can always just look up streaming device to find out, or just go to your local favorite store and see what they have, and always look into the details and see what kind of apps that you can get on there, and you'll know what you're getting. Okay, so next we're going to talk about on-demand and live streaming. So this is your content that you're going to be watching. So there are several different streaming apps and platforms that you can get content through. This is also from CNET. So if you go to their website, they have like a full list of everything, and they give reviews on everything. And CNET does they do have some of their own content on there, so they're really good though about not being biased and just giving the real full review there. So on-demand streaming are shows that are kind of like in a library or a locker that they're always sitting there, and you can go in and watch them, whatever. Where live streaming is very much like cable TV, where shows are running and you can go in and watch them. Another option with live streaming is some live streaming channels have DVR built into them. So that's another option you want to look for if you want DVR. You want to see if that service has DVR, and CNET will tell you whether it has DVR, what the limitations are on DVR, how many streamers can be watching that platform at one time, because that is limited on some of them as well. So, so you want to do some research into these. So the on-demand, one of the most popular things that first came out was Netflix. It has a large collection, and it's constantly adding things. It starts at $13 a month. You can get a bit more options. You can get non-commercial options. Everything can become more expensive with more options. And then there's Hulu. That price has gone down recently. It's now $5.99 a month. If you want it without commercials, it will cost more. You can actually bundle the Hulu with Hulu Live, and you can pay for both of them and it will be cheaper. Also, there's some other bundling that you can do with Hulu as well, so that's another option. And then there's HBO Max, which is also new, and it's a little bit kind of still in the starting process. Right now it starts at $15 a month. If you had HBO Now before, they're still working on getting with other people. So that one's, if there's shows you want on there, you can definitely get that one. And it has a lot of content. It's just, there's still some changes going on with it. And also Amazon Prime TV starts at $9 a month, And if you have an Amazon Prime membership, which is $99 a year, that comes along with that. So, or you can just get the TV membership for $9 a month. And then a new one is Disney Plus, starting at $7 a month. And that one also bundled with Hulu is another option. And then the live streaming, one of the most popular ones with most channels is YouTube TV. For $50 a month, you can get 70 plus channels. Sling TV is actually one of the cheapest options, one of the best cheapest options, for $30 plus channels. And it has a couple of different options on there. I think there's a more expensive option as well. And Hulu Live, $55 for 60 plus channels, and then AT&T TV Now for $55 a month, and the Fubo TV $55 a month is sports focused. So if you are, they say a soccer fan is a really good one. Right now, live sports are kind of on hold, so maybe not right now would be a good choice, but it's something to definitely keep in mind if that sports is your thing. So that is another option. So we also have some free and specialty video streaming services at your local library. We have Hoopla Digital available, so you don't even have to come to the library. You would just download the Hoopla app onto your streaming device that you have, and you can get free access to movies, television, music, audiobooks, and ebooks with your library card. And also, there's the PBS streaming app. They stream on-demand programs that your local PBS network, which is WOSU, is currently broadcasting. And for $5 a month, you can get the WOSU Passport to stream PBS shows and Masterpiece Theater shows. So that's something to keep in mind. And there are other free services that have like somewhat limited content. So they may have like not the whole season of a show or maybe just the first episode, but a lot of these do have a lot of content, and you know they'll keep you busy. So Roku, Sling TV, IMDb, Pluto TV, Tubi TV, Plex, and there's even more than that. And these also came from CNET. If you want to learn more about those are free and they just have limited content. But if you're looking to just check some things out, that's really good to start with. And then our next thing that we want to talk about is using antennas at home. So if you want to pick up the main broadcast channels along with some specialty channels, you may want to get an HDTV antenna. So how can you find out what channels are available to you? So if you go to this website, GoMohu, with this link here, you can put in your zip code and they will tell you different devices that you could get and what channels that they'll give to you. So the main channels that you can get through antennas are like ABC, NBC, Fox, CBS, the CW, PBS, those like local channels. And they're all broadcast in HD with the HDTV antennas. So that's really a good replacement for cable. The downside is that there's also weather interference, because when you're putting antenna up, it's the weather will interfere with that. And there's also a station map website, nocable.org, that will also tell you about what kind of stations you can get in your area, the likelihood of getting certain channels, and there's a lot of things that they give you on that website. So a couple more tips for cutting the cord. So the best thing about cutting the cord is there's no long-term contracts. So if you try something out for a month and you pay for it for a month, pay for it for 2 months, and you're like, there's nothing on here I want to watch, you can stop paying for it. You don't have to pay any termination fees or anything like that. You can just stop the service for the streaming service. And so you can just subscribe to what you want when you want it. So let's say you want to watch True Detective on HBO Now. You can get the HBO Now, pay for it for a month, and then if you're done with HBO Now, you can stop paying for it. And there's some other specialty shows that may be on certain channels. You can, take advantage of free trials. So, you know, a week of binging can save you a lot of money if you know that that show's on that channel and that's all you want to watch on there. Then you take advantage of the free trial, and then during the free trial you watch what you want, and then you're done with it. So, and then also you want to look for combo deals. So like I was saying, like Hulu and Disney Plus and ESPN, they have like a bundle deal going on. So it can be kind of expensive for those three. Well, not really expensive, but for 3 streaming services, that's a really good deal. So you will look for combo deals for things that you want. Now, if it's not something you're really going to use, then you don't need to pay for that. So think a la carte. So figure out what you really want to watch and piece together the right combination for you. So an HD TV antenna, a streaming service, and just 1 to 2 streaming services can go a long way and save you a lot of money. And there's this website called justwatch.com where you can look up your favorite shows and you can see what kind of streaming services they're available on, and then see what streaming services or see what devices you can get those streaming services on. So it's going to be kind of like it might be a lot of work, but take your time and do your research. So a couple more points. So what kind of TV will work with the streaming devices? If you have a smart TV, you're good to go. But you want to make sure that if you don't have a smart TV, that your TV has HDMI cables. Some Roku boxes will use RCA cables, but you want to make sure that they do. Otherwise, you're going to have a hard time connecting your streaming device to your TV if it doesn't have an HDMI cable. And then how to watch live broadcast local TV. So you can use the HD TV antenna, but also YouTube TV has a lot of local live broadcast shows. And if you want to watch live sports, BTN on Hulu Live TV, and then the Fubo I was talking about, and then Sling has the live sports when they come back on. So to take away for today, I don't want you guys to go home and cancel your cable right away, because you might be really sad at me. So there's no one right way to start streaming. You really have to figure out what you want and what you want to watch and find the right combination for you. And really take advantage of those free trials, because you're going to figure out what that streaming service has, what they don't have, how things can change. Maybe you don't like the interface, and that's going to be a deal breaker, because sometimes that really is. And one thing I just wanted to say is, if you want everything, you will end up paying for everything. So, you know, you can set a budget for what you want to pay for your streaming services or your entertainment, however you want to say that, and then work backwards from that budget, because then you'll know what you're spending for your services. So that's all I have for you guys today. I'm Jasmine, and I hope you all have an amazing day, and please stay safe, and hope to see you guys soon. Bye.